Wow. So I had a pretty good feeling this was going to be an awesome day. The minute I stepped on the quad, right around 6 a.m. this morning, and that place was packed. So our fans brought it from really 4 a.m. or maybe 1 a.m. last night, all the way to the very end of that game, and they were absolutely a difference for us. A complete team win. We changed the game in special teams. We were able to have some big momentum plays offensively and defensively when you're scoring field goals for them and we're trading them for touchdowns. That's going to be a recipe for success. Certainly a lot of things that we can get better at. I don't think anybody on our team satisfied, and I think that's what gives this team a chance to be hungry and great. But really excited about moving forward to the next game. We're going to enjoy this one, though.
We'll start on the right over here with Zach.
Coach, you said before that you feel like you learned something about your team after every game. What do you really think you learned about yourself or your team this week?
The buy-in. You always want buy-in as a coach. And at halftime, we sat there and we talked about, hey, the most physical team's going to win this game. You come and look at the brand of football we played going in to the half, and then really coming out in the third quarter, we said we're gonna run the ball. We're gonna be more physical than you, and we did that in the third. And there was nobody moping on the sideline because we're not throwing the ball 15 times, right? They did what was necessary to win. And when you have a team that has buy-in, that believes in what you're doing, that loves the guys in the room, right? That's when you got a chance to be really successful.
Second row on the left, Eric.
The onside kick felt like kind of a momentum shifter. Why was that the right time? And was that another one of those things where, I guess, pre-game, it was preordained, you would go for it in a spot like that?
Yeah, I think some of you guys might have been at practice earlier this week, and I told you don't tell anybody or I'll never let you come to practice again, right? You saw us practicing that. Appreciate it. You guys kept your lips sealed. So we knew that was something we wanted to do. We wanted to practice it in pressure situations throughout the week. We had a couple pressure kicks that we did early on, and it was there. We saw it after the first kickoff that we felt like, okay, that's the look we want. We think we got a chance for it. The second kickoff, we thought it was there as well. And then the third one, it was actually the worst look that we had, but we still felt really confident in it. It looked like there was some weather coming in, right? We felt like if there was a chance to steal a possession, it would be before the weather really hit. It turned out some weather came, but we knew in that game, especially once we received the kick, that, hey, we want to look to try to get a possession, an extra possession if we can, because we weren't going to get the ball at half.
Second row on the right, Ashley.
What's the biggest difference you think from what we've seen in Oregon Bo Nix as compared to Auburn Bo Nix that's allowed him to play at such a high level for you guys in a 6-game winning streak?
I can't speak to anything beyond that. I don't think anybody can sit here and watch football right now and watch our quarterback play and tell me he's not an elite quarterback, right? This guy's playing at an extremely high level. He makes great decisions for our team, right? You can't watch a football game right now and say that guy's not elite. He's an elite competitor. He's an elite leader. He has phenomenal character. He's throwing the ball really well, and he's making great decisions. And he's humble, and I think everybody on our team is excited about his success.
Front left, James.
Dan, amid the previous 5 games going into the bye, as well as the offense was playing, and it was playing well in almost every facet, there could have been caveats by way of caliber of opponent, caliber of defense. This team was ranked 120x in whatever statistic. To date, this is the best defense you've played since Georgia, and statistically was better than Georgia in certain areas. You put up 545 yards and over 200 yards rushing, and Bo's level of accuracy and efficiency, 100-yard receiver, and go on and on. How did you guys do this against the best test that you faced so far?
Yeah, for us, the standard's the standard. It really doesn't matter who we play. And then you can ask those guys in the locker room before the game started, who are we playing? We're playing Oregon, right? Every week we're competing against ourselves. I think that's a really good football team that we just went against, but the standard doesn't change based on the team you play. And our offense has been operating at a really high level. I think that's credit to our offensive coaches, that our staff, and then also credit to our players and the work they put in during the week.
Over here on the right, Andy.
Dan, a lot of people who watched that first game against Georgia would have been surprised to see you here now, 6 games later, playing as well as you guys are. What is it about your team that they were able to kind of flush that so quickly and get into the kind of rhythm they have ever since then?
Growth mindset. Our players have a growth mindset, right? And they know every single week that it's an opportunity to get better. And just because we won this game doesn't mean we're not going to look for an opportunity to improve, right? Monday, these people that are in this room frequently know that I'm going to say we're going to go to the doctor. And we're going to figure out what we can get better at. We're going to go take our medicine and improve. And our team's done that week in and week out.
All the way back in the back, Matt.
Third quarter opening drive for you guys, 12 straight run plays, ended up with a touchdown. Just what did that drive mean to just this game and just the identity of this team?
Yeah, you just talk about momentum swings, right? And you talk about an opportunity when that's an explosive offense we just played. They're really hard to defend. They're obviously really well coached. The best way you can defend them is to keep them off the field, right? And we felt like there was going to be some moments in this game where we wanted to be able to have our offense on the field and their offense off the field. And that's a great example of our offense doing that, utilizing the clock, being able to take advantage of time of possession and work the ball down the field.
On the right, second row, Zach.
We knew going into this game that DTR's legs could be something that could potentially hurt you. What do you think you guys did that allowed you to be so successful against him?
I mean, ultimately, we just tried to eliminate a lot of one-on-one opportunities. We wanted to try to have vision, to be able to close and finish on him. And I think our guys kind of bought into that plan, did a really good job of executing when we did have a chance. I don't know if we had a sack in the game, but we did keep him contained. I know he had a couple scrambles. He's a really talented player. He's a really tough guy to stop. But you want to be able to know that going in. It really wasn't about statistics for us as much as it was keeping him corralled.
Second row on the left, Eric.
Talked in the bye week about third down defense being a focal point. I know it wasn't probably perfect tonight, but forcing those 3 field goals rather than touchdowns, how critical was that? And did you see improvement on some of those third down plays?
Yeah, we're better. We're not where we want to be at, and I think we'll be the first to admit that. We've got to continue to improve and continue to grow there, and I think we will. But when you're trading touchdowns for field goals, that's a recipe, I think, for success. Eventually we want to be able to turn those into stops. They had some fourth downs that I wish we could have got off the field. But at the same time, they weren't able to score quick. And if they're not able to score quick when there's that kind of deficit, it's going to be hard for them to get back in the game.
Back to Ashley over here on the right in the second row.
Dan, how good is your offensive line right now, and what kind of a level do you feel like they're playing at?
Yeah, I have to go back and watch the film, but I think it's hard to say that they're not really operating well together. It's a really cohesive unit. Again, credit to our offensive staff and the job they've done there, but also credit to those guys. We have some guys that are senior leaders on that group that are really like coaches on the field, right? And they're able to communicate what looks they see every time they come over. Coach Dillingham actually came up to me before. If you guys watched Alex Forsyth work when no one else is working, you'd understand why that offensive line is like it is, right? He's out there practicing snapping the ball before practice starts, right? He's going through calls. And we were in chapel today, and Alex Forsyth's carrying the football around with him in chapel. And I know the Lord appreciates that, right? And so do the Ducks. So those guys work really hard, and hard work pays off.
Right in the middle. One row up. One row up. Nope, up here. Longer hair. There we go.
Could you talk about the job your defensive secondary did? I mean, I don't think UCLA got a lot of stuff going down the field. Was your defense designed to stop the explosion plays? Do you feel like your DBs made a step forward this week?
Yeah, I think again, have to still go back and evaluate the film, but one of our goals coming in this game was to make sure we had more explosives than they had, and that explosive rate ratio. And if you want to do that, you have to eliminate the explosive plays downfield. I think Coach Kelly does such a good job of lulling you to sleep and then challenging your eyes. And we wanted to make sure we didn't have a lot of eye violations in this game, and our guys did a good job of that.
Front left, James.
And at that point, Dan, for a lot of fans here today, this is one of the largest crowds in this stadium's history. A lot of people seeing you guys for the first time, in part because of who's on the other sideline, and that was a big part of this. For how aggressive you were, for the big plays, for the utilization of tempo, a lot of people are going to leave today feeling like you out-chipped, and you, not just you, but your staff. You mentioned the offense doing it. How do you feel on a personal level about when that is part of this, when part of the matchup is the former coach who had success here a certain kind of way?
I have a lot of respect and admiration for Coach Kelly. We got the W today, but that's that's credit to our players. That's credit to our staff. That's not me.
Second row, aisle.
Hi, Dan. You mentioned your offensive staff. Could you just describe the impact Coach Dillingham's had on this offense?
Yeah, he's done a great job. Obviously, he's a guy that I've been able to see in the profession for a really long time. It wasn't that long ago that Kenny Dillingham was a high school coach at Chaparral High School, right? And comes sitting in the corner of a staff meeting every single day and not say a word. And he has grown so much as a coach and developed over time. And obviously, he's doing a great job leading, our team, our offense, and those coaches. And I think he'd be the first one to give credit to quarterback playing really high level and players around him that are doing a really good job and a great offensive staff. So excited to see him have the success he's had.
Back row, middle, pink hat.
Coach, back-to-back 4th and 1s in your own territory. After picking up the first one, is the second one even in question?
We knew we were going for it. We're talking about it before it gets to 4th and 1. We're kind of already on the same page. The first one wasn't for sure though, for what it's worth. The second one was.
In the back on the left.
Coach, what have you seen from Troy Franklin in practices and just all around so far, the time you've spent with him, that's made him such an elite target and probably one of your go-to target or Bo Nix's favorite targets on the offense?
You like guys that catch the ball. Troy catches the ball. That's a big benefit. I think he has a big catch radius. And a lot of those catches you see out there on the game field are the same ones you see at practice. And Troy's doing a great job. He's grown up a ton as a player, and I'm looking for him to continue to grow and continue to develop. And I know you're just scratching the surface for what he can be.
Third row aisle.
Coach Lanning, I know you're not a big reflection guy, but you are a first-year head coach, and right now things are going pretty well. Just how does it feel for you personally to know that you have this program on the right track so soon into your tenure?
I'm excited for our players to have success, right? I'm excited for our coaches to have success. I'm excited for a university and some people that support this university so much to see that success, right? And I don't want to get in the way of that, right? But I'm really thrilled to see our guys continue to grow. And what I want is at the end of the season, us to be playing our best football, and we're still not there. But we're getting better every week, and that's the part that excites me.
We have time for 3 more in the back. Matt?
You just speak the impact of Bo's ability to maybe make a negative play into a positive. He had that swing pass to Bucky in the first half, and then didn't look like late in the fourth quarter, anything was open for him, and he found Bucky open again for a touchdown. Just the importance of him and just that playmaking ability he has.
Yeah, 2 different plays, kind of. You know, the first one was, there was an opportunity to take the ball down the field. It didn't really develop the way, and we've always said, I think this is a great example of good decision making as a quarterback. If it's not there, take your check down. Well, Bo's been such a threat with his legs that when he starts to simulate like he might run, well, now that check down, right, becomes a real open target and has success. The second one, Bucky was on a railroad or a wheel route out of the backfield and was uncovered, and Bo got his eyes there and got it to a guy that was uncovered. You're going to have success with plays like that.
Earlier you said Bo's playing like an elite quarterback. What particularly impressed you most about this performance? And are there things maybe you're seeing the maturation process that he's doing today that maybe he wasn't doing week 1?
No, it's not something that he's doing now that he wasn't doing before. I just think he's in really good sync and really good rhythm, and there's some moments in this game where, Bo said, "Hey coach, are you guys good with this? Are you comfortable with this call?" And it's like, absolutely. You want your quarterback to feel like he can be the play caller at times and know what he wants. And he's making great decisions with the ball. He's not putting the ball in jeopardy. He's playing really smart football, unselfish football. That's going to lead to opportunities for us to win. And if he continues to do that, I think we'll continue to see success.
Last question. Back in the back TV, Trevor.
Dan, back to that 15-play drive. I mean, you don't see something like that every day, 12 run plays. What does it say about your team to be able to take up that much clock in the third quarter and continuously pound the rock, and have that much success on a drive like that?
Yeah, I think it becomes disheartening to your opponent, right? Whenever you feel like you can't impact the game because you can't get on the field, right? And it's a tough feeling when you're not able to stop somebody. So for us to have a 15-play drive and use the clock, it's pretty exciting to know that you can have that much control. And I feel like our players were operating with control out there today. Our coaching staff did a good job of executing.
Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate you guys.
I'd like to see